everybody, how are you doing? It's Catherine Chong here, and I'm the prenatal dietitian who specializes in fertility and pregnancy. Now I'm just gonna have a look and make sure that I'm on live. Yes, I am on live. So if you are watching this right now, please say hi to me and let me just have a look. Alright, so if you're watching this live right now, please say hi to me and where you are watching this from. Now, today we are going to talk about topics that has so many interests from a lot of you. So we are going to dive into the 3 top foods that you should avoid while you are trying to conceive. Now, the reason why I'm doing this episode is because since we launched the 5-day fertility diet challenge, I have received so many messages from all of you here asking me about, alright Katrin, so what should I eat and what should I not eat while I'm trying to conceive? And I'm just so thrilled that you are asking me this question, because I am truly just really want to help you to just get started and just get clear on what you should be focusing on and what you should be eliminating from your diet. So if you are interested about today's topics, or if you know someone's interested, please share this video right now to your friends or your family. Now, if you haven't heard about our 5-day fertility diet challenge, now is the time to go to my website katherinechong.com.au/fertility diet challenge to download the challenge guide. It's a 5 days fertility meal plan. They come with a whole lot of recipe, a grocery shopping list, and also the daily support from me while you are doing this challenge. And challenge will start every Monday. We already have more than hundreds of women joining us, which I am just so excited and so thankful to have this opportunity to really just share the message out there to help you to get started, to improve your diet, to optimize your nutrition. Our ultimate goal is we want to help you to optimize the chances of conceiving. So if you haven't downloaded the challenge, make sure you go to my website now, katherinechong.com.au, and put in your name and email list, and you'll receive the challenge information. Alright, so let's dive into our topic. So as I mentioned at the back here, we're going to talk about the 3 foods that you should avoid while you're trying to get pregnant. Okay, let's just get into the basic first. Now, the reason why, now you need to understand why we need to avoid this food, right? So when you're trying to conceive, there are actually 2 goals here. We want to actually maximize the chances of successfully, help you to conceive, but what we're doing at the same time, we actually want to optimize your egg quality. And research shows that what you eat, especially about 3 months leading up to your pregnancy, can actually influence your egg's health, which will actually impact on your chances of conceiving. Now, it's not just you. It takes 2 to tango, so it's actually for you and your partner. Same for, like, say, both women's and also men's fertility. But also the other goal is we want to ensure you to have a healthy and safe pregnancy, when you do conceive. That's why we have to start taking the action early. Now, how a nutritious fertility diet should look like. So if you have downloaded the challenge guide, the meal plan is actually based on the most researched Mediterranean diets, eating patterns, which consists of a lot of fruits and vegetables, whole grains products, and also good quality form of dairy products, and also good source of protein intake. So we really want to maximize the good nutrients for your pregnancy, and also a diet that is rich in antioxidants. Meanwhile, we also want you to start cutting out food that doesn't do any good to your fertility, which is those food that is high in sugar, saturated or trans fat, where we are going to talk about next. Okay, so the first thing that I want you to learn from our Today Facebook Live class is which other food will impact your fertility and hence you need to start avoiding them. So number one, okay, I'm a little bit old school here. I'm still using like a marker pens and whiteboard, sorry. Okay, so number one is actually, I'm not sure if you can see it, sugar. So food and drink, they're high in sugar, so we know that it definitely has an impact on your fertility. So first of all, why is that? So sugar can actually impact your insulin hormones production. So if you have the more sugar that you take, the more your body needs to release insulin hormones, and we know that the higher your insulin hormone is, it will affect your hormonal balance, especially for women's fertility point of view. Now, don't get me wrong, when we talk about sugars, a lot of people would also kind of associate with all the foods that contains carbs, right? So I suppose that the first step you got to differentiate, there are two forms of carbs. One that is known as the healthy carbs, the other one is known as the unhealthy carbs, which also contain a lot of the added sugar. So the more processed the food it is, the higher the sugar content. So to give you some example, for example, like say, biscuits is loaded with a lot of sugars in there, or cakes or lollies or chocolates. So these are the food. Now, depends how often you have them. So you got to look at two things, quality and quantity. So I want you to really sit down tonight, after today's live show. Just write it down. Just write it down what you ate. Say, just try to do a dietary record in the past 3 days and have a look. How often do you have this type of food in your diet? So you got to start to reduce your frequency or totally avoid them if possible. And also, if you're unable to just right away eliminate all this food, I want you to take the first step is to reduce the portion. Okay. Now, don't forget as well, it's not just the sugars, the unhealthy sugar from the food. Drink as well also contain sugar. Okay, so this will include, for example, any regular soft drink, or any fruit juice, energy drinks, or even say, if you go out, in the coffee shops or in a restaurant, when you order the drink, right, you've got to also count those drinks, say, those that are, say, coffee, that come with sugars, or tea that come with sugar, or even condensed milk as well. Don't forget, there might be sugars from those drinks. And lastly, it could be also like bubble tea or any juices that you get. So you've got to again understand the first step is how often do you have this type of food and how often do you drink this type of drink in your diet. Now, I also want to share with you a research. So there is a research showing that soft drink, right, in particular soft drink should be avoided because the research has shown that by just consuming 1 can of soft drink per day can actually reduce your chances of conception by 25%, which it's quite significant. So again, what you should avoid, the first thing is definitely food that are loaded with a lot of added sugars that are highly processed, and don't forget about the soft drink and also the sugary beverages. So that's point number 1. All right, let's dive into point number 2 today, which we are going to dive into this. Again, I hope you can see my writing. Okay, so we are going to look at artificial sweetener. So this is a common question as well. I got asked from a lot of couples. So they often will ask me, so Catherine, you say that we can't have soft drink, right? So can I actually drink diet soft drink? So really, really good questions. The answer is, unfortunately, many diet soft drink, even though it's zero in sugar, they are empty in calorie. But you've got to, again, understand that it doesn't offer you any nutrition value at all. Now, the most importantly is, quite commonly, the diet soft drink actually contain artificial sweetener. They are, again, research based on the current evidence. There are research suggests that consumptions of artificial sweetener is linked with a lower chance of fertility success, right? So you're gonna ask me next, so what should you drink? Okay, so I would say that realistically, of course, I'm going to say water is the best. Or if you really crave for something, say, carbonated, you can go for sparkling water. But I guess the first step for you in the next coming few weeks, like if you do still drink, say, tea or coffee that come with sugar, what you can do is basically reduce the amount of sugars that you added in there and just slowly train your body to minimize the use of sugar, or best not to add them at all in your drink. But it takes time. It's not something that you can just do it like, within 1 or 2 days. It takes time. What it matters is you just got to get started. And just always share with my clients, we aim for progress. We not aim for perfection here. So I want you, after, again, today's session, just start to take action, start to cut down the drinks that, any diet soft drink that you have, or opt for water. It will be the best. All right, now the next thing we're going to look at is number 3 here, which is another huge topics here, is saturated fat. Alright, so many of you probably have heard about saturated fats, right? Well, look, it's still a debate in terms of whether is it okay or not okay to have saturated fat. I suppose that, again, we have to look at individually how much saturated fat we're talking about. Definitely, if your diet is very rich in saturated fat, that could also potentially may also influence your fertility, and not just fertility, it may also influence your other health as well, such as your cholesterol levels and other health conditions. So again, personalizations is a key here. So we've got to look at the individual level, what type of food you have and how often you have them. So back to the question, saturated fat, where is it from? Saturated fat, so is also commonly known as the unhealthy fat. It's usually present in food like, say, the animal fats, bacons or butters or croissant, chocolates, any food, let's say, deep fried food, pastry, or potato chips, for example. It also quite commonly present in food that consists of mostly, say, coconut milk or coconut oil product as well. So basically what we are concerned here is the evidence that shows that saturated fat can increase inflammations in the fluids surrounding your eggs, and hence it may actually reduce the development potential in the early stage of the what's it called, the eggs productions and therefore it might impact your likelihood of conceptions, right? So when you're talking about diet, fertility diet, so we are aiming to basically reduce your saturated fat intake, and we are going to swap with what we call the healthy fats, which is a diet that is very rich in omega-3 from natural source or from plant-based source as well, such as like more fish intake, more oily fish, like salmon, tuna, or mackerel, and also we can also get some omega-3 from plant-based, such as different seeds or nuts as well. So that is something that you definitely want to also pay attention to it in terms of your diet quality while you are trying to conceive. So I can see that there is not a lot of questions from you guys at the moment, but like I say, feel free to drop me any questions. You're welcome to DM me or leave a comment down below if you have any questions with these topics. I'll be very happy to address them. Now, before I go, so I got a few things I want to inform you. So next week we are going to look at the 3 top foods that you should include in your diet. So again, if you are interested about learning more about the diet for fertility and how to maximize your chances of conceiving, make sure you follow our Facebook page, and I think it's to click on get notified whenever I go on live. That's where you will learn a lot from me from this weekly Facebook live. Now, if you want something more, if you're ready to take the next step, like I say, don't forget to go to my website at dietitianchong.com.au/fertility diet challenge, where you can download a free challenge guide which come with a 5 days diet plan with all the recipe and also the complete grocery shopping list to save you time from sourcing all the ingredients. So what you do, you just need to have a look, check your pantry, check your kitchen, whether you have all the ingredients ready to get started. And challenge will start every Monday. I will be there to support you every day. So if you're interested, go to my website right now and to join the challenge. Okay, so before I go, I have some homework for you. So tell me, please leave a comment down below and tell me, what are the one thing you are committed to make changes based on what you have learned today. So tell me, what is the one thing you are going to take action? You are going to start improving your diet based on what we have discussed today. So just to recap what we have discussed here. So number 1 is sugar, so you want to start eliminating the unhealthy form of sugar from your diet. And number 2, artificial sweetener. And number 3 is food that are highly enriched in saturated fats. Alright, so if you don't have any more questions here, I'm going to leave you guys, and I will see you guys very soon again next week, same time. Bye for now.